Hello, guys, and welcome to episode 4 of Building Castle Leslie. Some very important updates. I am sick. I have been sick for the past week, and what I wanted to do was wait for it to blow over, and then I would start recording again once I was less congested. You can hear it in my voice right now. I am still very stuffed up, but it's not going away, and I kind of really have to record because I've been building a lot and I have a lot to show you between episodes. So I'm kind of sorry because I was kind of forced to break the format that I wanted to present this series in. I wanted to take you guys through my thought process, and I haven't really been able to do that because I've been building so much by myself. So I want to run through kind of quickly what I've done between episodes. I'm not going to do a whole super in-depth thing because I want to do something more in depth when we come to doing like the whole build tour. And I'm thinking I might make that a collab video, but don't take my word for it just yet because I don't know, it's up in the air. But there's a YouTuber I want to collaborate with. So the last time I had built out this kind of basic starter area here. This is our first courtyard, our first like ward, and I had started on this building here. So we can see that now the second ward has also been finished, and I've done some of these small buildings. There are parts of this build that I am really happy with, and I'm going to kind of go over those first, and then I'll talk about some of the parts I'm not as happy with, and maybe you guys can give me some advice in the comments, because I do value your advice and your input, and art is collaborative inherently. So you can give me some of your opinions in the comments for those things. So we built out the second area, and here we're starting to get some of those white bits. We're also using the red roofs, so here it's all dark oak, and then here we're transitioning to this red and white palette. And then we have some towers on the sides. They're not really mirrored, but they are roughly spaced out to a pretty reasonable amount. And we have some of these wooden parts to break up the color palette, and also some of the spaces just need them to be walkable because I built the walls here too thin to be able to walk them, and so I had to get creative. So I added some wooden hoardings. Coming into here, we have the big gatehouse with some more wooden hoardings. I largely like this thing. I really like the roof colors. It's like a really pale version of this darker, deeper red. And I actually just really like this spot in general. So we have this tower here where our three paths converge, and this goes into there. If we follow this through, we have another tower here, and this one I did not link up because I spent maybe like 30-45 minutes trying to figure out how to connect all of these three pathways in a way that looked good and natural. And my takeaway is that it just isn't possible, and the sacrifice that I had to make was that this is basically a walled part, and you can't walk continuously all the way around. You're gonna have to compromise and basically like double back. So we started getting into some of these buildings here. We have a couple of long ones here, and then we got into the main keep. So the main keep is showing the full color gradient. So we're going from these very dark blocks all the way up. I know it's not a smooth transition. I'll talk a bit more about that when I talk about things that I'm not super happy with. And I've started on some of the other parts of the keep. So this is the spot that I said I wanted to maybe do a ballroom out of. And one thing I'm happy with is I've been really able to put in one of the themes I wanted for this castle, which is the aging. So places where you see the cobbled deep slate are these older parts of the castle, and they also have the older roof styles. And this tower here is also kind of older, so you can see that it almost follows like the same pattern, except it looks like they slapped on another kind of 2 stories to it when they were kind of rebuilding it and refurbishing. And then if we come back here, we have some more of these. Oh, I forgot to do the roofs on these. Okay. Oh. Hold on. Okay, I gotta remember to do the roofs on those. Yeah, so we have some older parts here, and then this is going to be another really tall kind of, I'm not sure, it's a pretty thin building, it's only 3 blocks wide. It might end up being some kind of barracks, but I don't know, I'd like to do something more interesting with it, and then this is going to be a really tall tower. I'm not sure what exactly or how tall, but probably taller than this thing. So things that I like. I really like the scale. This is a pretty big castle, and I'm happy with that so far. I like this like older roof style, and I like these wooden bits. One of the things I don't like, I had said that I tried to do this castle from like this one perspective to make it have like a good silhouette, and I accidentally updated to 1.20.5, so I can't use Optifine anymore. I can't do my zoom ins. If you look though, it doesn't really follow a good gradient, this build. Like it doesn't really follow a dark to light overall, like kind of like dark to light, and then it's really dark there, and then it's kind of dark in the middle, and then it's dark randomly there, but then you get some white parts, and then the red is really dark, and the sky is light, so it's, I don't know. I'm not really happy with that when you look at it from a whole, you don't get the transition at all. So that is something I have to, I don't know, either just get happy with or try to change. That goes to one of my second things. I was thinking I might change all the stone in this build. Whoops. To light gray concrete, because if you just look at it from the transition point of view, it is color-wise a much better transition. If you squint your eyes, the parts where you put light concrete powder are a lot smoother. So I don't know, that's tough, because I'd have to basically go around doing like a /fill command for everything. I'm not sure if I want to do that. So that's the other thing I'm unhappy with, and I guess the third thing is some of these buildings down here look a bit wonky. So I tried to do like small buildings to fill in the spots, but the roofs look weird and they kind of stand out, and I don't know, I'm not super convinced about it. I'm not like super against it either, but I'm trying to critique my own work here, which is, I guess, kind of always a weird thing to do. But I think I have to do it, especially at this stage, because if I get to the end and I suddenly realize I hate it, then I've kind of screwed myself. But at this point, I can still do something to change it. The other thing is I don't know, I'm confused about what to do with these towers, because I like the idea of having towers in it. And some of them are nice towers, but I feel like this one here is kind of janky, and as in like it doesn't really fit with this building. I'm not sure what to do with that. Maybe it needs to be taller. This one I'm also unsure about. I tried to add a turret here, but it's so like aggressively fantasy that it doesn't feel like it really matches with like this really. Because the turret thing looks like way like 16th century versus this is like a very like 10th century, 11th century kind of keep, which is a real thing, but also I feel like it looks weird. And then I also put turrets over there and I feel like they look weird. So I don't know. This is kind of like an appreciation and kind of event at the same time, because I feel like I'm not really sure about this place overall, which is hard, because it's kind of hard on your motivation when you get like halfway through a build, because the things you don't like start to pile up, and then the things you do like feel like not enough reason to continue. I don't know. I think I am probably going to change my stone, though. I think... I don't know. Again, I'm conflicted. I might also change the roofs on some of these buildings, and I might just delete some of these small buildings too, to be honest. But I don't know. I don't know if I want to be changing stuff at this point, or if I want to be adding and then go back and change. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna cut away for now. Gonna try and do a bit more work, and then probably gonna do one in between clip, and then I'll do like a final ending clip for this video. Okay, guys, so I think I found a compromise that works for me. Uh, it's okay. It's gonna sound silly, so I'm gonna keep the stone for most of the build, not replace it with powder concrete, because for most of the build it looks like this, and when you're looking at this, the stone blends in really nicely with the diorite, and the stone blends in really well with these polished andesite bits. And most of the places where it meets don't need to be like a super good gradient because it's a pretty small scale. When you're working on a smaller scale, you can get away with different things at a big scale. My issue really was with this tower, and the thing is, the gradient looks a lot better now because I've decided that for this main keep, for basically these two buildings, I'm gonna use light gray powder concrete. Because they are really big blank canvases. There's no diagonals where the shadows create different lines. There's not much of anything. It really is just all the cards out on the table. This is what it looks like. So I think here I have to do it, but for most of these places, like this up here really wouldn't benefit from looking like powder concrete, I don't think. So that is what I came to. I finished off this build, flattened out the ground a little bit. I was gonna have a wall running here. I don't think it's really necessary. I might sandwich a small building in here. I think that could look cool, but unsure about that. I also detailed those two roofs. If you're wondering what the detailing is, I showed this off in the first part. But it's basically a mix of granite, some polished, and a little bit of waxed copper, just for some green coloring in there. And here we're using spruce wood. So the older parts of the castle have those kind of older pale roofs. It also removed the turret here because, I don't know, it didn't work for me. I'm not sure why exactly. I do wish that I had something taller in between these. I don't know how to do that unless I put a... Hold on, wait. I could do something here, I guess? Like some kind of... Maybe if I raise this tower, I could have like an arched walkway, and then that would change the silhouette. I'm not sure, because I do feel... Hold on, I'll just show you what I'm talking about. Because this is, I'm kind of just stuttering over my words. This is hard to explain, and I have a sick brain right now. Right now, when you look at this build, there's like a weird spot, like a weird, like kind of harsh diagonal cut of pale blue of sky in between these otherwise like pretty solid shapes all throughout here. And I don't really like that, so I was thinking I might try to fill in that shape with something else visually. I'm not sure the best way to do that. Oh, okay, wait. What I could potentially do is turn this, instead of being a tower, this could be like the circular end of like a chapel shaped building, and then this would just be like a circular bit to a rectangular thing. I don't know, I like it being a tower though. This is why I don't do my thought process on video, because it just sounds like me going back and forth, going crazy for like 35 minutes until I decide what I want to do. That tower drove me crazy, and these roofs here look kind of weird, but they also drove me crazy. So that's the best they're gonna get for a while, unless I come redo this. Geez, I don't know what to do about this. Maybe, hold on. Okay. So maybe if there was like a thing here, if there was some kind of small building here, like I don't know, just like a little whatever hallway, then I don't think this would go high enough. Because if we put the roofs like this, and then whatever, I'll use a full block just to show my point. I think even if it goes this high, I think this high isn't enough. Oh, well, hold on, wait. I may have disproven my point. Because that does fill in that spot. It does make the tower feel more like it's part of this big keep structure. I think that might be the move. It doesn't really make sense with the building I have laid out, but I think that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, so I will cut here. And then the last thing I'm gonna do for this video is do that bit. I am gonna build between episodes because I'm sure you're tired of hearing my sick voice by now. But yeah, okay, let me get back to you on that. Alright guys, I got that little bit in. I think it looks a lot better. I really like the idea that this is like one big kind of compound or single structure rather than a bunch of like dispersed separate towers. And this really helps that. It's like just one big red kind of paint stroke now instead of like a bunch of little ones with that big blue bit in the middle. So I'm really happy with that aspect. I went for a simple stair roof. I was considering doing full blocks because this is full blocks, but then this one is stairs, so I don't know. I decided to copy that over. Sorry for the janky movement. And then I basically continued it down through here, and now this looks a bit bizarre, but I don't think it looks bad. I think it just looks... I think it looks way better than if it was just solid white. I think having that kind of weird red triangle in there actually looks pretty good. So I'm happy with it, and from this angle of the build, yeah, if I cover... Okay, ignore that little red thing. From this angle of the build, it almost looks done. I think this is the angle I'm going to use for my thumbnail. So that's going to do it for today, guys. In a couple days, I hope to release part 5. When part 5 comes along, I will have probably built this thing, and part 5 is probably going to be... I don't know. I don't want to plan that out because I'm actually not sure. Like I said, most of this building is going to be off camera. I don't have like a free cam bot or anything, and I'm not really good at explaining my thoughts in a very like succinct way, especially when I'm sick. So yeah, that's probably going to be it. I don't know. I'm not sure about those little brown buildings, like I said, so next episode you might come back and they might be gone, or I might do that during the next bit. But I like how this is coming along now, and I'm a lot happier with it than when we started the episode. So yeah, see ya.